And now, from the mayor's office above the boathouse on the east shore of Spoon Lake, it's Garage Logic with Chris Reavers manning Technology Corner, Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop, John Height in the newsroom, and of course, the Rookie. Here is your flashlight king, fireworks commissioner, and the keeper of common sense, your mayor, Joe Soucheray.
Nope. Once again, it's Reavers here in the GL Podcast Studios. The mayor, we're still awaiting his return to the Garage Logic Studios, and we're hoping he will be back tomorrow because we will be live, with or without Joe, that is, at the Choice Bank Minnesota Golf Show at the Minneapolis Convention Center. So we hope you're able to join us if the weather cooperates, which it looks like it's going to, since it's I'm looking out the window right now. I don't think it's snowing anymore here in the GL Podcast Studio. So we will be live at the Choice Bank Minnesota Golf Show tomorrow for a live recording. That sounds weird. Is that oxymoronic? For a podcast recording of the Garage Logic podcast tomorrow, which will be, it's always fun to be out at the golf show. So we hope to see many faces out there. Anyway, before we get to the best of Garage Logic, it's Reavers here in the GL Podcast Studios. I do want to remind you that the Garage Logic Town Council is still there for you for just $10 a month or $100 a year. You're going to receive 24/7 members only live audio stream full of live recordings of Garage Logic, some best of segments and replays. You'll also get access to full show video archive that includes before and after the show with between segments content. You'll receive a weekly newsletter from the mayor, a town council membership card, a town council window cling, a member certificate directly from the mayor, invites to exclusive members only events, and while supplies last, you will receive a $10 Frattallone's Hardware and Garden Center gift card. You can find out more. You can also find out how to gift Garage Logic. Just do that at the website, which is, of course, garagelogic.com. So, in any event, it's Reavers here in the GL Podcast Studios, and we will get back to the best of Garage Logic. A lot of great submissions via email, so thank you very much to those of you that have made some suggestions in the mayor's absence as to what you'd like to hear for the best of Garage Logic. So here you go. Enjoy.
A guy sent me a video. Somebody in the snow belt somewhere in this country felt necessary to post a video of himself using snow to clean his garage floor. And it could have been a garage floor in Minnesota. You could see all the crud on the garage floor. Well, the way I used to do it would be I would walk in and just fling a shovel full of snow on the garage floor and then squeegee it out.
Sure.
Been doing it wrong.
You got to brush it in or something?
Here's what this guy did, and it works really neat. He brought in 4 individual piles of snow, and then he deposited them at the foot of his garage floor. He didn't pile them on top of each other. There were 4 individual piles of snow.
Sure.
And he starts with pile number 1 with a very stiff broom.
Floor broom. Yeah.
Not a squeegee, a broom.
A push broom.
A push broom. And he starts walking that snow up and back and walking that snow up and back. And with each pass, you could see the floor getting cleaner. And he's babbling while he's doing this. And he's saying, okay, I think this snow has lost its ability to continue to pick up dirt. So he starts with the next fresh pile of snow. And he sweeps that up and he comes back, and he sweeps that up and he comes back. And you can see the floor getting cleaner and cleaner as the snow is picking up the debris. And then when he exhausts that pile, he goes to the third pile. And he walks up and back, and now the floor is looking like new. It's getting there. Walks up and back, walks up and back. Finally, he goes to the fourth pile. And he does that again. And then he opens the garage door and gets rid of the snow, and he has a spanking clean floor.
This dude needs therapy.
No, that's the way you do it. I've been doing it wrong.
I honestly thought there was a punchline coming.
I know. I was setting it up. There was one, wasn't I?
Yeah.
No.
Chris, question?
May I
Yes.
ask a question?
Yes.
Was it confirmed, given the length of time this took, how much this guy hates his wife and kids?
Right.
I don't know why you're...
I'm in the garage again.
He's been out there for 7 hours cleaning the floor.
Pushing snow back and forth.
It didn't take him 10 minutes. It was. This is the way I'm now going to try it the next time I do it.
Oh,
And
God.
the wife watching with her arms crossed like this, like, Well, he does it all the time.
No, I got the right broom for it. I'm not going to squeegee it. That's been another of my mistakes.
Please, God, take video of this so we can post it.
Brushes and brooms.
Yeah,
The garage sweeper.
Great story.
I would recommend getting a separate broom for this function because there's nothing more irritating to me than having a wet push broom.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Yep.
well, who cares? I mean, by the
Well,
time
you
you
go
do it
ahead
again,
and-
the broom will dry out.
Yeah, go ahead and make a mistake, and you'll learn.
Well, this guy didn't say
Kenny's
anything.
right.
This guy didn't say anything about alternating brooms. The
He's-
He
key,
hasn't figured it out yet.
the key is the 4 individual piles of snow, with each pile contributing to a cleaner and cleaner garage floor.
Send
How
that
about-
guy an email. I guarantee you he has 2 brooms.
Okay, fine. I'll go with 2 brooms. When am I using the second one?
I have 2 brooms, and I don't clean my floor like that. I just use it to get the corners where the snow seeps in. I use one broom for that because it gets wet. Then I use the other broom when it's dirt or whatever.
Fine, but do you understand the overall message I've conveyed?
You know what works really good? Coca-Cola. When I was a kid,
What?
no, listen here. I worked at a Coke plant, where a Coke bottling plant. We used forklifts with no air in the tires, so they left skid marks all over the floor. Well, one day, one of the hoople heads, he was super, super high, was driving the forklift. He had 2 pallets of Coke returnable bottles on, augured right into a pole.
Yep.
The whole thing spilled. There was Coke and glass everywhere.
Right.
When we got done cleaning that up,
Right.
that floor was brand new.
I believe
and,
that.
and it was just spilled Coke.
I believe that.
Pristine condition.
A spilled can of pop on wood steps will clean the wood.
Yep.
How about just leave all the crap until spring and then not worry about it because it's going to be dirty anyway.
But I mean, he was Cheech and Chong high. I mean, he was super, super high.
So, Rook, will you do me a favor? Cartoon bubble this particular situation, and when the CP watches the mayor
She's not going to watch.
bring 4 different piles of snow into the garage.
that would be fun if she was standing up on that upper
Oh,
level, looking
that's
down
what
in
I
the
see right here with
garage.
your arms crossed. What are you going to do with the 4 piles of snow now? You used to just do 1 and just sweep it all out. Now you're doing 4 piles. What did you learn?
when she talks to you guys behind his back, when she's talking to me, she always refers to him as the mayor. It's so funny. He's
100%.
never Joe. He's always the mayor.
My favorite is look at him. Just nothing more than that. It's just look at him. And she doesn't say anything more. And I know what she's saying without her saying it. Just look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah, well, anyway, you can have all the fun you want, but I think I've just done a public service. I'm sure I'm telling many GLers nothing they haven't already accomplished, but I've been doing it wrong, and from now on, I'm going to try this method.
All right.
Good.
Wouldn't you still, though, at some point need to use the squeegee when you're done with the broom?
This guy didn't have to.
Oh, all right.
You know, the cleansing power of the snow picks up the crud, and with each new pile of snow, more and more crud disappears.
I think my extent is just cleaning out the slush with the squeegee and not worrying about the
sand.
the sand and the cleanliness of the floor.
That's enough of that. I
Is
thought
this
Oh,
for,
no, wait,
now,
wait.
no,
Yeah,
is
there's
this
more.
for
There's
any?
more to be
There's more.
drawn out.
Is,
All right.
is this for any kind of garage floor? Like this year, I got mine done. I got the epoxy stuff.
all the more
Nice.
important to do
Oh,
it that way. Then
fancy.
All the more important to do
Really?
it that way to preserve the epoxy finish. My epoxy finish is long since been worn down. I'm probably due for a replacement of that finish. But this will
Let's
help
get an
maintain
advertiser.
it.
Let's
This
go.
will help maintain
Garage
it.
floors.
All right,
Such,
I'll try it. Sure.
Are you as bad as my father when I was growing up? Once or twice a summer, he would drag the hose. Well, actually, we had a laundry tub in the garage, so he would hook up the hose, and he would not only spray it out, but he'd scrub it. He'd throw soap down, he'd
Oh, I
scrub
do
it,
that every
and then
spring.
he'd spray it.
Every spring.
Yeah, that always cracked me
Yeah,
up.
every spring.
I see Kenny bringing in piles of dirt just to make it
And that's
messy.
when I would.
Oh my
that's
God,
when I
I
use
get
the
yelled
squeegee.
at.
That's when I would
That's
use the squeegee.
Okay. Squeegee's more
Well, I'm with you. I hope you all slip and slide,
Pull
fall
in there,
down, and break your
Rook.
neck.
Rook, I pull in there with my dirt bike after riding
Yes.
through like a plowed field, and it's just
Mud,
clomping
mud,
off.
mud.
Oh my God, he would have a heart attack.
About a week or two ago, I was telling you about the Minnesota Masonic Charities and the wonderful, wonderful work they do at the Minnesota Masonic Children's Clinic for Communication Disorder that's in Duluth. And I went and poked around their website. By the way, the ability to communicate and process language is critical for the healthy development of kids. Ages birth to 9 is a particularly important time for a child to learn to acquire language so that they may learn to process information. So I went and poked around their website and clicked on the Masonic Children's Clinic, and I saw bubbly Clara. Clara's story is there when you click on family stories, and she was just 3 years old when her parents turned to the clinic to help her learn how to talk. At that point, she was born with Down syndrome, Clara was, and only utilized a mere 30 to 40 words and some sign language. The Petersons had tried to get other places to help. Okay, cut right to the chase, Rook. When you read the story, and bring some tissues, by the way, you see how wonderful her smile is, the fact that the parents are being able to communicate with her. She's using 4-letter words, and it's just an absolutely great thing. And you know what? And it's free. Minnesota Masonic Children's Clinic. I told you to bring your Kleenex, guys. Check them out online at MN Masonic Charities. You have to do this, folks. If you don't do it, you're going to be really sorry. And again, there's other stories as well. But remember, I want you to go online because they're a great, great outfit. MNMasonicCharities.org.
Hey GLers, it's Reavers here, and you've heard me talk about my relationship with Josh Arnold for quite some time now. And the reason I advocate that you give Josh a call is simple. Well, actually, it's 2 reasons: trust and results. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions. As he says, past results do not guarantee future returns. While that is true, Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. And you can trust Josh to make sure that you are not paying more in fees than you are selling in returns. Yes, that is more common than you would think. So do yourself a favor by booking a 48-minute free consultation that has absolutely no obligation. Call Josh today at 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. You will be glad you did.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.
Sent to us. Oh, this is a newspaper article from something called Country Life in Superior, Wisconsin. Now listen to this. GLers might want to even take these dates down. There's a hardware store in Superior, Wisconsin. The Berger Hardware Store. Berger Hardware. Berger.
Oh, my hopes were up there for a little bit.
It's been in business since 1915. They're going out of business. They're going to sell off the stock. They've got stuff in there in the original boxes from 75 years ago. Horse collars, pulleys, big nuts and bolts. They've got picks on which the handles of which still. What?
No, I'm laughing.
They got.
All right, tell me what they got. They got a lot of good stuff.
Picks, handles that say WPA on them from the Works Progress Administration, right. US WPA. Seriously, sounds like a fantastic deal. Never used horse collars. You really don't. Who would need one? But harness components and horseshoes. All right, here's the deal. After 80 years in business, there's so much left to sell from the antique to the contemporary that I guess it will take 5 days of auctions, March 18th to 20th. Oh, right now it's going on. And March 26th to 27th. So this weekend and next weekend. The first 3 days of sales, that's right now, will be of particular interest to farmers, farm equipment restorers, and antique collectors. To clear out elbow room, the sales begin with some of the bulkiest items on March 18th. It started at 10 a.m. That included 300 pickaxes and handles from the Works Progress Administration, unopened kegs of nails, bolts, nuts, and screws, hundreds of buckets and wooden barrels of bolts of up to 2.5-inch diameter, and grinder stones. The second day, that's tomorrow, will include, I don't have a horse though. Tomorrow we'll have horse-related items and equipment. The March 19th sale tomorrow begins at 10. That will include antique but unused tack, harness components, chains, horseshoes, nails, horse collars, buggy whip holders. This stuff's squirreled away up there. On March 20th, antique collectors will find gas and kerosene stoves, hand lawnmowers, 100 cases of Fire King dishes, whatever that is, milk bottles, shovels, wheelbarrows, wooden handles for diggers, shovels, scythes, SCYTHES, hay knives, cant hooks, and tools that only old-timers would recognize. More antique and contemporary hardware will go on sale March 26 and 27, as well as the office furniture, scales, cash registers. Man, oh man. This was founded by a guy named Sam Berger in 1915. It's still in the same 4-story building near the shipping docks on Superior's Tower Avenue. Oh, I'd like to go to this place. It has mountains of inventory, thanks to an old-school business philosophy of its founder, Morris Berger, who started the business to serve the Twin Ports railroad and shipping trade. His belief in selling hardware in the general store tradition was passed on to his son Sam Berger and his wife Frida, and they operated the business until 5 years ago.
Wasn't his brother-in-law Ham in the restaurant business?
No. And that isn't, and you know what? That isn't, I mean, that's just where you fall apart, see, because that's not funny. And you're an idiot. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. Jesus. You are. You're an idiot. Turn off your mic and quit gasping. You're an idiot for that. That's not funny. Doing a piece here on this important stuff.
Kind of funny.
That's not funny. It's not even remotely funny.
Dibbles laughing her head off out there.
She would. It's not even.
No, I know that's not funny, but it's funny to see your reaction when I do something like that.
That's right. Get me stirred up.
I'm out.
They have this outfit dates to a business philosophy when inventory was more important than cash. What else does it say here? I won't read the whole thing, but holy smokes. According to a 1988 Wisconsin Trails article on the store, the atmosphere at Berger's was one of organized chaos, except that Sam Berger, like his father before him, had an uncanny ability to find whatever a customer wanted. The elder Berger, that would be Morris, the founder, who died in 1977 at the age of 112, had been in the scrap metal business before establishing the hardware store, where he worked at least part-time until he was 100. He apparently instilled... Excuse me, I'm having a Royce-like gas attack. He apparently instilled his work ethic and buy-in-bulk business philosophy in his son, Sam. And they relate the classic story of Mr. Kramer. Who in the hell's Mr. Kramer? They're quoting a Mr. Kramer, and I don't want to do it unless I know who that is.
I think that was the long-lost brother-in-law.
I'm not looking at you. I'm not talking to you. Somebody named Mr. Kramer said that Morris used to sit in the back room, and when he was about 97 years old, a customer was wandering through the store, and Morris, who's then 97, asked the customer if he could help him, and he said, yeah, I'm looking for 24 4-inch brass wood screws. Morris kind of stood there for a second, rubbed his chin, and said, no, I've only got 22. They went over in the nuts and bolts, and Morris told him to get up on the ladder and reach way in the back. He pulled out a box, and there was a half-inch of dust on it. He opened the box, and there were 22 wood screws in it. Okay. Anyway. M. Berger Hardware. There's a picture here of some of the block and tackle and pulleys that'll be for sale, the Works Progress Administration stuff, and new, old stock, never used horse collars. I'm going to get a horse collar and put it on you. That's what I'm going to do.
I'd like to thank all you
And I'm gonna
garage
get a
magicians
buggy
out there
whip,
for your
too.
support that have called off the air.
Yeah, and they're on my side, aren't they?
No.
Well, the hell they're not. Tell me they're on my
A lady
side.
named Kim. She almost choked on the cracker. No, I know. But you know what? That's not a funny joke. But your reaction is what's funny.
No, it isn't.
But I'm
fun.
done. I got it out of
To
my
get
system
me
now for a
going-
month.
It's you know what it is. It's wrong. It's very inappropriate of you
You know,
to upset me on purpose,
no,
just
I
for
don't.
your own amusement. That's why you do it.
That's why if you would have been my old man, you probably would have beat me, I think. You would have
to
beaten me.
within an inch of your life. I mean, you're terrible.
Oh,
Drive
no,
me.
it's just every
you're
once
not
in a
supposed
while.
to sit there and drive me crazy.
I'm not going to. I'm new man now. I've changed.
What changed you?
180. Turn around, baby. Whoop.
My sister,
Yeah.
one of my sisters,
Mm-hmm.
complaining about having to drive in that snow last week, said she did a 450. And I said, "What's that? 1.5 times around? What's a 450?"
450 would be 1 1/4, I believe.
Well, see, now you never mind.
All right.
I know somebody like you wouldn't have any interest in a beautiful old
I
hardware
do. I
store
think
like
that would
that,
really
which
be
to
neat.
you it's just a source of, well, I wonder how many jokes I can crack about the burger store. Is his brother named Ham? I mean, that's not
Oh, you got
funny.
Sam and Ham and what was his name? Mortimer or
Morris.
Morris?
Mortimer. But no, that's well,
No, it's
just
I would.
like-
You know what? If I was heading up to Superior, Wisconsin, is it?
yeah, you don't even know where it is.
Yeah, it's across from Two Harbors,
Yeah, Duluth.
Duluth, Gooseberry Falls area, Split Rock Lighthouse.
Pronounce the word Goose.
Don't take me to task on this one because I got you.
No.
Gooseberry Falls. It's not gooseberry.
So you see a bird out there? Is that a goose?
No, I'm telling you.
Oh, look at the goose.
I'm telling you
What's
the
a
way
goose?
they pronounce Gooseberry Falls.
Who's they?
Up in the park up there. We
Who's
used to,
they? Are we not all Minnesotans? What is
The way
there? Is there a
the way
group
the
of people up
park-
there that call it goose?
Yes, that's what it's called.
I don't believe
it's called. Let me tell you, Joe. University of Minnesota basketball program call it Gooseberry Fall. Gooseberry Fall.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Gooseberry Falls.
And
I
you
have no
know-
idea why. I don't know why.
Oh, and you're
It's
so
not
proud of yourself because you
gooseberry.
say, "Oh, I got you on this one." Sure,
You
you
know,
do.
don't take
it's
me to
all,
task.
It's all
I'll
this
give you the
too,
chance,
Pally.
man.
We don't know.
I'm
that.
telling you, somebody call and let's get a little pronunciation.
No,
We used to go camping up there all the time. I played Rambo up there with my brothers in the
you know,
woods.
man. Can I tell you something? You know, I love you dearly, but you
I,
have
you
a
know,
lot.
I'm beginning to question that now.
Well, you have a lot of delusion. You went camping there once, and I've heard
I've
the
been up there a
Rambo story at least 30 times. So one time you went camping, and apparently, rather than fish or look at trees or explore, you had to play Rambo, and that we've heard it now 25 times.
Plain and simple, Seafoam works. Kenny here, and if you log on to seafoamworks.com, you'll be treated to information on all the Seafoam products. The world-renowned Deep Creep Penetrating Fluid, the Seafoam Top Engine Cleaner, a true warrior in the fight against grease, grime, and everything gross. And the Seafoam Trans-Tune, not only does that perform amazing work in your transmission, it's also a great solution for sketchy power steering pumps. Bug Be Gone, they've got that. Interior and exterior cleaners, high mileage, Marine Pro, and let's not forget the mainstay, the true miracle worker that saved us from countless trips to the shop and reprimands from our mechanics, the Seafoam Motor Treatment, our own local company with a global reach and a great product. Seafoam.
It's on line 8 there,
Here?
Joe. Yep.
All right.
Line 8.
Okay, hello, we're on. I need the name of the interpreter from Chile.
Hello.
Hello, you're the,
How are you today?
and you are
Pedro.
Pedro, and you will interpret.
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias to you, and you
Do you speak Spanish?
pardon?
Do you speak Spanish?
No.
No?
You have Yanni Barrios with you. He's 50 years old. He is one of the rescued. He is one of the rescued miners.
He was one of the middle ones that was pulled from the capsule.
Ask him how does he feel today?
Can you hold, please?
Yes.
You said he is feeling better and he is happy to be out of the how do you say, ground?
The what?
The ground. The ground under.
Right. I got that. And did he have a happy homecoming when he reached when the capsule finally reached the end of its journey there?
Can you hold?
Can you ask him, please?
Can you hold?
Yes.
Thank you. But he said he
You know, can I interrupt you there,
happy.
Pedro? Can I interrupt for just a moment?
Can you hold? Yes.
No, you went.
See.
See, I'm hearing a question being asked of him, but I'm not hearing him answer before you come back on the line.
He doesn't speak English, sir. I speak some Spanish, and
No.
I ask him a question, and he tell me the answer.
No,
But
no. Bear with me here, Pedro. I wish I could see you, but I can't. You're a long way away.
No, we are way up
No.
on the earth.
Ask him again, please, because we would like to hear him answer, even though we can't understand him. What?
Well, he's very far away, and I can read his lips from across the room.
Ask him what awaited him when the capsule came up.
Okay, can you hold, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Because I have to tell him.
Right.
So what was your question again?
What was awaiting him?
Okay, please hold for me. Thanks. He said that it was good to become out of this small capsule on the ground, and he likes to see people waiting for him, something good for him to see, like maybe his mistress.
Right, and
He's not shy to tell you this.
right, and that.
I told him.
What? No, I'm sorry. What?
He was yelling to me, and I told him about the mistress.
Well, he told you about it. Oh, because you told me about it.
He is not shy about this. He does not know where to choose.
Right.
The wife or the young.
Ask him if.
Large mistress.
Ask him if that was awkward.
Can you hold, please?
Yes.
He said that it was a feeling of oddness. How do you say?
Odd would be good.
It was more. He's not a very smart person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just lay this down now. He's not the smartest in the world.
All right, but a good man.
But a good man. Yeah, very good man. Bueno, sí, hombre. I give him what we call thumb up. And he said to me, he gives thumb up, hey, bueno, you're going to go. And he said that the world was worried about, who he's going to choose. And he he has not chosen yet, but he's leaning toward the mistress.
Okay. Did he suffer any is he hopeful for his long-term health?
Can you hold, please?
Yes.
He told me that I think he's speaking Japanese. No.
You just couldn't keep it up, could you, Pedro?
He told me that he is very happy.
Just couldn't keep it up, could you, Pedro?
Do you have any more questions for this man?
Yes. Do you think the miners will want to see each other again frequently, or do you think they'll want to go their own way?
Can you hold, please?
Yes.
No malala, puka, mucho. I can say it for you. Mucho. Grande. My friend, he wants to say he likes big women.
No, Pedro, that's not
Maybe
what.
I misunderstood.
Right, I was just wondering,
I thought grande, he said.
do they all feel so close now? They must be like brothers.
Okay. Can you hold, please?
Yes.
Hombre, brother.
There must be many different interpreters there because I'm hearing different languages, but that's understandable. It's a world.
I speak many languages.
It's a worldwide event.
You can speak many because right now my Spanish is not so good. I just come from Russia, so sometimes I confuse.
Could you please tell Lonnie?
He says there was good, how do you say, brothership.
Right.
There were a couple of men got probably a little closer than a brother would.
You don't know that, but he does apparently.
He does. I think he saw him behind the one of the parked cars. He was lonely.
All right, but will you please congratulate him for us and tell him we're all very happy and relieved that he and his fellow miners are safe?
Can you hold while I do this, please? Okay.
Yes.
He says that he is appreciative. He liked to, he's happy from you, man.
Good.
He said he liked, and he wants to know if do they get the check now, or do you pay? How do you send the money for the interview, for the cash?
Well, that was never established.
No, this okay.
No.
We had
No.
We choose you for international. You will make ABC News now or ESPN News. This we have to know, but
Used
otherwise
to be ABC.
we will not continue. We are in.
Well, no,
interview could possibly be over, man.
No.
I got friends. You say hello to my dirty little friend, man.
Right. Well,
you know what this is?
What?
This
Hey,
is outrage,
Pedro.
See, my friend is in mind.
It was never established. It was never.
Oh, you.
Whether you're stuck in a mine or maybe stuck at home, now's the time to pick up the phone and make your appointment with Linda Keller and Keller Tax Service. Listen, dummies, you got to get your taxes done, so you better make that appointment now and not wait to the last minute like, well, pretty much I've done every single year, and everybody else does. Call today to set up your appointment, 320-352-0013. That's Linda's number, and she's been doing this for over 20 years. She prepares all types of returns for all types of professions and businesses. She has also perfected the virtual tax appointment via video or phone, and she has safe document exchange options, both encrypted and secure. It's the confidence of a professional with the convenience of staying right at home. She also has competitive pricing, to do-it-yourself software. And she's got a brand spanking new website. KellerTaxService.com is the website. Here's the deal. She's going to offer GL listeners an extra 10% off preparation fees if you book your appointment before March 1st. And I don't know how to tell you this. That's a week from today. Wait. Week from yesterday. Yeah, I'm paying attention. She's also available for evening and Saturday appointments. And Saturdays fill up fast. So, again, you got to book that appointment now. 10% off to all GLers if you book your appointment by March 1st. KellerTaxService.com is the website. Please book your appointment with the best in the business, a diehard GLer. That's Linda Keller. And please tell her you heard about her here on the Garage Logic podcast.
Quick question for you. Think about this. Your heating, your air conditioning, not thinking about your air conditioning right now, but you are thinking about your heating. Or if you are, it might be time to check in with Ray and Welter Heating at welterheating.com. They've got 24/7 emergency services, And you know what? They have trained professionals. Now, they've been around for 4 generations. That's over 100 years. Now, are you going to trust your heating unit to the pop-up shop that's got the really cool van and the catchy tune? Or do you want to go with tried and true? That's what Ray and Welter Heating is all about. 100 years, 4 generations, 100,000 home heating systems that they've repaired, central air conditioners, air qualified purifiers in the greater Twin Cities. And whether it's simple furnace or air conditioner repair, complete installation of new or replacement equipment, they've got you covered. Now, trust me, when they told me that they wanted me to come back on Garage Logic and talk about Ray and Welter Heating, I said, I'd love to. What's the script? I said, we don't care. We know that garage logicians are loyal. We know that we'll get calls. And we just want to remind people, we are here for the last 100 years. Again, on call 24/7 for emergency service that I hope you never have to use. But if it's making funny noises or not working properly, why don't you have them come out and check it out? They're going to be as upfront and honest as possible, just like they have the last 100 years. Financing, they got you covered. You can apply for financing. Call 612-825-6867, 612-825-6867, or just request an appointment online, welterheating.com. For heating, cooling, air purification, all around the Twin Cities metro area, let them know that the Rook sent you.
We're thinking that it would be fun if we had, what were the rejected titles of some of the Bond movies?
Sure, they've come up every 3-4 years, and we don't get a process of what titles they reject. You've had some fancy
Because your
titles.
assumption would be that they go through a variety of names before they choose the correct name.
Oh, I'm sure there's some marketing people that sit down and say, how can we attract more viewers to the new James Bond movie?
These were the rejected James Bond movie titles
Sure.
because you asked for it. Well, these are the movie titles for James Bond movies that they rejected.
These were rejected.
Well, I'll give you the name of the real one, and then I'll give you the rejected one.
Okay.
You Only Live Twice. That was what we saw on the screen.
Okay.
But in the meetings, it was You Only Miss Twice.
That doesn't really...
Yeah. James Bondage 007. And then they finally said, no, let's go with James Bond.
Let's stick with
Right.
Bond. James Bondage might get a little more.
Now, Goldfinger was the movie
Mm-hmm.
that you saw on the screen, right?
Yeah, I hit the banner
But the
button once
rejected
already.
title was Coldfinger.
Oh,
See?
okay.
Yeah. Jimmy the Spy never worked.
Right. It's
that-
how...
Nor did Great Britain's Gadget Guy.
No.
That never worked. Fast Cars and Women. They rejected that.
I don't know why that might work today.
A man's flagrant disregard for Mother Earth. That didn't catch
Right.
on.
That's...
right? The Cold War is over, Jimmy Bond. See that? That never caught on.
That's a pretty good one, though. It sounds like the Cold War is over, comma, Jimmy
In
Bond.
fact, there is a comma.
Is there?
I'm pointing to it.
Punctuation.
That's right.
You pay attention to the detail.
Thunderball is what you knew it as on the screen. Right?
Yes.
Well, the rejected title was Thunderbird.
It wouldn't attract the masses.
These
Oh,
are
have a
getting-
care.
Oh, they're getting better. You knew it as From Russia with Love.
I remember it well.
Is that your final answer?
Yes, final answer.
The rejected title was From Monica with Love. Right? So now there was a James Bond film called You Only Live Twice.
I don't
That
remem-
was what you knew it as. on the
Yes.
screen. The rejected title, You Only Came Twice. You came over for dinner. or something.
Right, yeah, you came to the movies, you came to the...
007 only came twice. Yeah. Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer, Regis.
This was rejected.
Yes, another one.
007 spells Lou upside down.
And more than that. Thank you.
Moonraker is what you knew it as on the screen.
That was the one with Jaws.
Yeah. Well, they kicked around a few titles.
Right.
And among the ones rejected was Moonmaker.
I think I did see some of the uncut, edited version that he's going through the BMW and he's got his butt hanging out.
That
giving
was
him the moon.
Moonmaker.
Right, Moonmaker.
And they said, no, let's make it Moonraker.
And then that's when they invented Jaws and changed it.
You knew the film as The Living Daylights.
That was one of my favorites with Christopher Walken.
Well, the rejected title was The Running Daylights. See, they have running daylights on cars now?
Right.
Yeah. Casino Royale. The rejected title was Double Fudge Royale.
I probably would have went to see that one right away.
007 Up was rejected. So.
That was when they were in their sponsorship phase.
Dr. No. You knew that on the screen as Dr. No.
Yes.
The rejected title was Dr. No Means No. See?
Dr. No.
One of my
means
favorites.
No. Yes.
You knew it as The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, good movie.
Yeah. The rejected title was The Guy Who Gloved Me.
I don't know what that means, but I can picture something in my mind.
Yeah. So can I.
The guy who gloved me like heaven above.
This one I don't get. 00789. Oh, get it? 00789. No, you knew her
Yes.
as Octopussy.
I remember.
I don't know if I can do this one.
Yeah, you might really want to.
Well, I don't know what it means, so I'm going to let it go because.
Right. Show me later.
Live and Let Die. That's how you knew it on the screen.
Paul McCartney sang.
Live and Let Die. Boom. Boom.
Right.
It was going to be called. I was a little off key there, wasn't
So was I. I realized halfway into my drumming, boom. I was like, no.
That was originally rejected as Live and Let Bygones Be Bygones. So,
it's not very vengeful.
Kiss the Girls and Make Them Cry. That was rejected. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. That was a title we knew in the movie house.
I was unaware of that one.
But the
that was a Sean
rejected
Connery?
title, the rejected title was Giving Her Majesty Secret Service.
And more than that.
Oh.
Giving Her Magic. Never mind.
Queen Betty.
You
number
knew
2.
it as Thunderball.
Yes.
But the rejected title was Thunderballs. So that was the rejected title. You knew it on the screen as The Man with the Golden Gun.
Oh.
Yeah, but the
What was the
rejected title
rejected?
was The Man with the Golden One. You knew it as
The Man with the Golden One.
You knew it as
That's funny. It's funny just to picture. But however, they rejected that and went
That
with
was rejected.
The Man
Sure.
with the
Man with
Golden Gun.
That's right. You knew it as For Your Eyes Only.
Oh yeah.
But the rejected title
What was it?
For Your Thighs Only. Don't snort.
I'm sorry.
Diamonds Are Forever
Oh,
is
what a-
the film you attended at the movie theater.
What?
The rejected title.
The Man with the Golden.
Rejected title. Herpes is forever. All right, now, come on now.
Diamonds Are Forever.
That's
was
right. Herpes
was what they went with.
That's what they went with.
All right.
License to Kill is the movie you paid good money to see as opposed to bad money. And it was originally to be called License to Do Any Damn Thing You Want, right? For Your Eyes Only. Another rejected title.
What?
For You Guys Only. Tomorrow Never Dies. That's what you paid money for.
That was a Roger Moore one, I think.
That's right. And that was the rejected title was The Leader Never Lies. Right.
I bet. Well, is that another one for you guys only? I didn't say that one.
You Only Live Twice. Another rejected title for that one. You Only Winced Twice. Heads Up, Moneypenny.
Yes.
That was. A View to a Kill was originally to be called A View to a Keyhole.
Wait, no, A View to a Kill, that was the Christopher Walken one.
Yeah. Yeah, we're on a blimp over Silicon Valley.
Right, that gave you a high anxiety,
Sure
I
it
bet.
did. Moonraker. Moonraker.
That was
Oh, that's Moon River.
Moonmaker.
No,
and then they changed
right.
it
Well,
to Moon
another
River.
another rejected title for Moonraker was Lawn Raker.
But again, they just didn't feel it would attract the high volume of crowds.
And then finally, another rejected title is All Is Forgiven If You Sleep with the Spy. So,
what are your top favorites?
well, I had a few in here,
Right.
didn't I?
Why even go over them again?
Well, that's true. But 007 spells Lou upside down isn't bad.
One of my favorites is The Man with the Golden One.
The Man with the Golden One is not bad, and For Your Thighs Only isn't bad
Right, that's
either.
funny.
So they're all Smith outdid himself there, didn't
Well, it's got to be worth maybe a best of Garage Logic CD for
he?
him.
Well, I don't
or a
know.
sports
I don't know if
store.
it's that. You know, it's just
But
a
we
minute.
value his contribution.
Dave? Dave?
Yo, hey, Matt. You're causing problems on the freeway here.
All right, so we'll stop now.
You're too funny.
No.
I'm serious. I'm sitting on a ramp trying to get onto 494. There's a guy next to me who's breaking down in total hysterics. And I'll be honest with you, I wasn't listening to the show, but I typically do. So I thought it's got to be 1500. So I turned it on, and I started almost peeing my pants.
Since 1985, Air Mechanical has served the Twin Cities for their heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. They can also help with drain cleaning, duct cleaning, and indoor air quality. Serving the entire metro area from general maintenance to full install, they got you. Furnace installs, boilers, heat pumps, garage heaters, and more. Air Mechanical employs top-trained tradespeople in the state of Minnesota. They operate with full integrity. They do things the right way, not the easy way. And their Total Solutions membership is like having Air Mechanical on retainer. Keep all of your home maintenance needs in one comprehensive membership. Select one tune-up a year and enjoy benefits like discounted maintenance, repairs, service, and equipment costs. Catch problems before they arise and keep your home's mechanicals running smoothly. We'd love it if you gave Air Mechanical a shout-out for any heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical needs. You can call or book them online today at thinkami.com. That's thinkami.com.
Yeah, that's Kenny.
Since when are we taking calls?
The deal is we are taking calls.
Oh.
We just
646-8255, 877-615-1500.
Call
I
me
don't
with
think-
any traffic questions you may have.
our Yatesy. I use the Yatesy philosophy. Yeah. You know
Which is
Yatesy-
what? I don't know it.
I don't call you at work. You don't call me at work.
Yep.
I love taking calls.
Yeah, well.
Well, you know what? Back when you were really call generated, you had a producer. You could be talking about solemn events,
Yes.
famine in West Africa.
Yep.
Right.
Can I
Yeah.
play the caller, Patrick?
Yeah.
Can I,
Okay, Kenny, you're on.
yeah, Joe, I got to make a move. They got a guy changing a flat tire on the Ide Mill ramp to southbound Practice Freeway.
No, the best one was when they'd call and say, "Oh man, a plane crashed today in Chicago, 115 dead." And next caller, "Hey Joe, you want to hear my motorcycle?"
yeah, that was the other one. That was the other one.
What am I taking here, Chris?
Gil on line 10.
Gil?
Yeah, Pat, the fourth inning, you can't go on pitch count alone. because these guys are trained to go at least 110 pitches, and he's yanking them out if they're going on 6th inning, 4th inning, whatever it is, 75, 80 pitches. They're making millions of dollars.
Yeah, they should probably be able to pitch.
Gil, you should have your own show,
Gil,
man.
you need to keep this voice.
You are.
I love this voice.
No, I don't. These guys are pulling them out way too early. It's a conspiracy.
Hey, Gil, could you say a phrase for me? Say there's going to be fines and suspensions. Say that.
He sounds like Wally Carbo.
Just say that for me, would you?
Who's Wally Carbo? Pitcher? No, you guys are crazy.
We need to hear from Gil more.
Yeah.
I don't even know who Gil was.
I don't either, but I want to hear him.
We'll take his call every day.
I will take Gil's call
Gil
every
was
day.
Wally Carbo with as a baseball
fines and suspensions.
You just kind of sound like Wally Carbo.
He did.
Although, because Kenny always instructed me that we don't have many rules on sports talk, but one of them is when you answer the phone, it's sports talk, hang on.
Hold on.
Right, that's the screening process. You have been thoroughly TSA audio screened.
Yes.
My
Vetted.
my rookie days, I'd ask them, "Do you want to be on?" And then about a week later, I'm just, "Hold on, you idiot. Just you're super dumb. Just hold on."
And what was Yates's line about callers?
I don't call you at your business. Don't call me at mine.
I don't call you at work. Don't you call me at work.
But Gil can get in anytime you want.
Oh, sure. Yeah, Gil.
Well, he wanted to break it down.
Yeah, Gil's, you know what? I think Gil's probably a believer that these modern players are just a bunch of wimps.
Too tight. They're too tight. Too tight and wimpy, right?
Too tight and wimpy. Yeah,
There's no margin for error.
No, that's true. All right, Gil. Yeah, I think
Wait
Gil.
a minute. Is he calling back? Is he calling back?
No, really?
He might be.
Reavers,
Gil.
answer that.
All
call.
right, hang on.
How did he get the
I
contest
don't know.
line?
I got the tag.
Probably from the dark man.
Yeah,
Just a minute.
right.
Oh yeah, I can get you the hotline. No
is
problem.
this Gil again?
If I want to be mocked, I'll call every day. I'm not here to be mocked.
No, nobody was mocking you, Gil.
Yeah.
We were speculating that you probably think the modern player is a little less manly than in the old days.
Yeah, you're a dumb producer. He's too tight. These guys, their body's too tight. You know, they can't. They scratch their little boo-boo. They ain't playing.
Yeah, right.
No,
That's true.
I got a hangnail.
Yeah.
I got a $4 million a year hangnail. You're too tight. Hey, go take the bench. You're too tight.
You want a big, fat, roly-poly guy who sells hot dogs in the winter.
Give me the roly-poly guy. What's going on with the ice in Vegas? What do you got? You got ice or slush? What are we playing on?
We're going to have so
It's
far
hot out there,
So
Gil.
far, we think we got ice, Gil.
I can't play it. They don't got ice. You know what? Ice is too tight.
No, you want tight ice. You want
I gotta
tight
go.
ice.
I gotta go cut the grass.
Yeah, all right.
In the rain.
Gil, that's our audience right there. That's him. That's our guy.
Slushies.
That's
P1. That's a P1 right there.
Yeah, right there.
Say everybody.
He listens intently to the poop commercial.
Everybody just take a breath. We're going to be back shortly.
Hey, firearm aficionados, let's talk about DK Mags. They work very hard to keep a steady flow of the most modern firearms and ammunition in stock. DK Mags can also take special orders on specialty items or those hard-to-source items. Hop on that website, dkmags.com, and start your shopping. DK Mags has a vast amount of knowledge with their on-site gunsmithing staff and solid outside resources for the really difficult gunsmithing issues. DK Mags, I love this. They have the buying power of a much larger business, but they keep the small town local feel. And they actually know a lot of their customers, most of them actually by name, and that's why I love them. If you're new to firearms and considering your first purchase, boy, DK Mags, they are the place to go. The staff is very, very accommodating, and you will be treated properly. Fair pricing, quality firearms, and a wonderful staff. DK Mags on Old 8 in New Brighton and on the web, dkmags.com.
Here in the newsroom is John Haidt.
You guys are all.
Can't thank you enough,
That's great.
New York.
That's great. It's every one of you.
And we just get the blank stare out of you. You don't say anything. You don't do anything. You just sit there like somebody's pointing a gun at you.
No, I'm trying to listen to him.
The
as
stock
he
market was largely
signs up.
unchanged today, whatever that means.
It's sunny and 76 degrees.
It's all bailed on me. Thank you.
Well, what are we supposed to do? I can't turn
At
any
least sit down
knobs.
here while I'm waiting for him to
Matthew,
say I'm
there's-
connected.
oh,
You guys
There's
could.
nothing to do but laugh.
Oh no, I
That's
know.
all
I'm
we
not-
can do.
Doesn't, doesn't affect my fine board work. That's
No.
for sure.
Twins have
The
reinstated.
Griff is back.
Yeah, that was a grifter gremlin.
Hello, well, Patrick, just a minute. Let's see if we can find Joe.
I got it all under control here. Don't worry about it. I got it all under control.
Everything is copacetic. That was his great quote.
The best part of that Griff thing is Joe getting a little excited and he trying to calm you down.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Am I on?
fine.
Am I on?
Everything's fine, Joe.
And your saving your audio grace was Lance. Remember when Lance
The
called?
miracle
Lance!
was, the real miracle was when Joe and I were talking to each other and Griff was gone. And how that happened, nobody knows. The two guys in Toronto were talking to each other, but the guy
Well, we
back
lost
here,
Griff at the studio.
He was on back burning a heater.
I think he was.
Was it a
or
heater?
something.
Yeah.
The Twins have reinstated Joe Mauer from the restricted list after that 6-game absence for the birth of his twin daughters. Twins off today. They will start a homestand tomorrow night against the Royals. Twins also announcing Wilkin Ramirez began a rehab assignment with their Gulf Coast League affiliate in Fort Myers, Florida. He hasn't played since May when he suffered a concussion.
We haven't been as worked up about his concussion as we were Morney's.
Yeah, you're right.
Who was?
Wilkin Ramirez was an extra outfielder, and I can't even remember what did he do? Get hit in the head?
No, he collided with somebody in the outfield going after a ball.
President Obama.
Willie?
Might have been. Might have been.
President Obama welcomed the San Francisco Giants to the White House today, saying it's a habit that they're dropping in.
Not next year.
No. President says their second title in 3 seasons was because of the stellar pitching, defense, and timely hitting. He says he didn't predict that, though. He thought the White Sox were going to win it.
Oh, of course he did.
Crowd of well-wishers included Giants Hall of Famer Willie Mays, House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi, and San Francisco Mayor Ed Lee.
Why did they wait so long to do it? Don't they typically
Usually,
do it right
I
after
suppose
the
the Giants were playing out there,
Washington.
waiting to get to the East Coast.
News notes from today. Minnesota Bear researcher Lynn Rogers has won a temporary reprieve in his fight with the State Department of Natural Resources. Rogers and the DNR settled on a temporary agreement today that allows Rogers to keep radio collars on 10 bears. Rogers also will be allowed to continue hand-feeding bears around his research center near Ely under certain conditions.
What are we learning? That's what I want to know. What are we
They
learning?
can be domesticated unless they get really hungry.
Kind of like me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. He's doing everything the state tells you not to do, and they're allowing it. So I don't know what we're learning here, Such.
The agreement will also ban him from putting live den cams on the internet, a practice that drew international attention to his work. The DNR says it still wants to revoke Rogers' research permit, which was set to end on Wednesday. The case is expected to go before a state administrative law judge in the next 6 to 9 months.
I can see the den cam thing. That's not,
Yeah,
but
that's
you know,
fun.
to train him so you go walk out there and give the bear a donut. That doesn't. I can see the state being upset with that.
I like Kenny's line earlier last week when he said, somebody said, what's he doing? And he said, telling you there's 2 bears when there's really 2,000 bears.
The Giants are in the nation's former capital, not the current one, the first one.
Speaking of wildlife,
What's the first one?
What?
Philadelphia.
Philly?
Oh, Philadelphia.
Oh, they're meeting him there?
No,
Huh?
they play a series there, so they were in the area, so they went to
But
Washington.
You know what? I'll go back to Reavers. Reavers' first point was correct. They should have been there the week after they won, not 8 months.
Charter. That's what Twinkies did in '88. We were out there like Wednesdays.
Yeah, we're here. Hello.
I was on that trip to the Rose Garden. Saw Ronnie, and I kept hitting her. This is baseball, Ronnie. Oh, okay.
Hi, this is Mike Weinstein with the Dow Jones.
Okay.
Speaking of wildlife, wildlife officials have cut the quota for the state's second wolf season by nearly half. The target for hunting and trapping this fall and winter is 220. That's down 180 from last year. Department of Natural Resources will also grant far fewer licenses, a little more than half as many as last year.
How many did we kill last year? Did we reach the quota?
It was
We did.
four something, wasn't
And we got that many?
So that's 220 wolves that will no longer be eating deer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rooting for the wolves to take down the deer.
Jeez. Yeah, but Joe, them eating deer on Ely ain't going to do you any good in Highland Park. I'll tell you that.
Minnesota counties have until Thursday to decide.
Well, how about would it do me any good when I hit the deer at the Grand Casino?
Maybe. We might get a wolf in Hinckley.
It's all about what's going on in your front yard.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? Royce is absolutely, totally pro-drought, and nobody's going to tell him any differently.
That's right. Ricey Suchere and former Governor Jesse. It's all about us, baby.
All right, everybody.
Minnesota counties have until Thursday to decide whether they'll tack a $10 charge on vehicle license tab renewals to generate money for local road projects. Right now, 40 counties have voted to collect the fee.
I take it our Hennepin County's already done that?
Yes.
They did that last week.
Just voted to do that.
Now, Anoka County commissioners last week voted to get rid of their
Right.
$5 wheelage tax. The reason, apparently, Anoka County Commissioner Scott Schulte says they had to sacrifice, they had to charge $10 or sacrifice $1.3 million. He said they'd rather sacrifice the $1.3 than charge $10 for.
You know, you just did his voice again, and I still think the funniest thing you've ever talked about is that Jesse came up with the idea of Fun Friday, which I am now convinced because he was just aware enough of the alliteration of fun and Friday, but had no reasonable thought process whatsoever. Because you asked him, well, what about it? What's fun about
I have an audio clip of that somewhere where he says, it's 5:30. We just got. All right, everybody. It's Fun Friday. and I thought I had missed something. Did he plan something? Are we having a guest? And I said, what are you doing? What's Fun Friday? He said, I don't know. It's just Friday. It's the weekend. It's fun. And I was a little relieved at the fact that I wasn't being.
You missed the memo.
I thought I missed something. Fun Friday.
When did the old the soon-to-be governor come rolling in for show prep back then?
My assumption is that he did a lot of show prep at home.
Yeah.
And I remember one time stopping. He'd come in and he was there.
He did not do 30 seconds of show prep in his life.
Well, and I'd have everything highlighted and cut out and would give it to him, and he said, "No, Rook, I want you to direct the show. I'm going to react to what you're doing." I'm like, "No, it's not
the way it works.
It's not the way. You need. They're looking for you.
Yes.
So I want it to be fresh. It's all
Even
fresh
for
here.
me, I want it to be fresh.
It's all fresh on Fun Friday because I ain't never seen the news yet. God, I'm gonna get a call.
I know
These
you are.
guys. Guilt by association. I'd be starring in movies in Hollywood as a result of the friendship that I would have had with him. But for you two, it was guilt by association.
Right. We cost you
brought
your
me
fame
down.
and fortune.
Yes.
John, what do you have coming up?
Well, yeah, we're going to have, it's going to be a little different today.
Oh, good. Is it Fun Monday?
It's going to be a Moody Monday.
Moody Manic Monday.
I hate it. It's like that old cartoon, George, Big George. Remember that? That guy hated Mondays. It never affected Marmaduke. Marmaduke loved him. But I remember George in that cartoon. It was just the one boxer. The guy hated Mondays. You know, I always wondered why Marmaduke always, he was always the same.
Jesse, we need to go to break.
Break? No, let's take Hemp John first. What do you got, Hemp John?
Oh, I can't find the thing. I get it there. Here, somewhere there. Yeah.
Get ready for your first Minnesota golf round of 2023. The 32nd annual 2023 Choice Bank Minnesota Golf Show returns to the Minneapolis Convention Center Friday, February 24th through Sunday, February 26th. Grab your foursome and check out all that this year's show has to offer. Free lessons from PGA professionals, great deals on apparel and equipment, plus your chance to sink a putt for $100,000. And so much more. Tickets and more information at minnesotagolfshow.com.
Thank you so much for tuning into this best of Garage Logic. Reavers here back in the GL Podcast Studios. Try to mix it up a bit. A little bit of sports talk, a little bit of GL. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. And don't forget to join us tomorrow at the Choice Bank Minnesota Golf Show. We will be there at the Convention Center from, let's just call it around lunchtime, noonish till roughly 1:30 or so. Snow and weather should be done by then, I think. I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm just a dummy. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into this edition of the GL Podcast Best Of. Find us Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Don't forget to subscribe to the Garage Logic YouTube channel. And yes, I promise we're one day closer to the mayor rejoining us. It is time once again to check in with our guy, Mr. Money Talk. Josh Arnold is with us once again, and boy, now's the time for you to do the same. So pick up the phone and make the call for that free 48-minute financial consultation by doing just what I did. Pick up that phone and dial 952-925-5608. That number once again is 952-925-5608. You call that number, you get Josh, and you're always going to get straight talk. You're never going to get sugar-coated advice. And Josh is on the line with us once again here in Garage Logic. And boy, Josh, it goes back. We're going back to the Fed today, and NVIDIA had some good things to say, didn't they?
NVIDIA had some very, very good things to say. We'll get first to the Fed, then come back to NVIDIA, because the Fed seems to have, or Fed speak more to the point, has more impact on the quant traders, the algorithmic traders, and the option players who are using all kinds of crazy options, including something new introduced, zero-date option. Craziness. There is an old saying about dealing with options. The broker makes money, the brokerage firm makes money, and maybe you do too, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Options do give you the right to buy or sell stock at a particular price at a particular time. Yes, they can be used as insurance, as a way to generate some income when you sell calls on that, or you sell puts, which is a bullish strategy. If you are speculating in these things, you are really limiting your upside. And of course, there are many people that can take some issue with that. But the options players are, I'm not going to say distorting the market, but they are creating a lot more volatility than I think is necessary. And they're just tracking what the Fed may do at their next several meetings. And we have Fed speakers who seem to be out in force, reinforcing what the Fed has been meeting about, or what the minutes which came out the other day have said. Basically, the Fed is on the case. They're going to continue to fight inflation. They're going to continue to raise interest rates until inflation is beaten. There's nothing new with that. What is new is that earnings coming from a lot of corporations have been better than expected, or put another way, not as bad as had been expected. And guidance coming from many companies is still quite conservative given the macroeconomic environment. But there are and have been a few standout. Notably, we'll say last night was NVIDIA. Semiconductor company is expensive on both the price to sales and price to earnings basis. It has been a leader in up markets. It did lose a lot of its value last year, as did the rest of the semiconductor space. But NVIDIA beat top line, bottom line, and their guidance was pretty strong, primarily on the potential for artificial intelligence and the use of artificial intelligence chips. NVIDIA's say that's their next potential profit vector. NVIDIA is known for their gaming chips. It's known for their high-speed chips that have been used for cryptocurrency mining. It's known for their data centers, and it has been an all-round top performer in the semiconductor space. I think that there are numerous investment people who say you've got to own NVIDIA. It is expensive, but it might deserve at least a small position in your portfolio. I happen to like AMD, which is a little bit cheaper and has also been showing some strength of late. On the flip side, the energy companies, which were leaders last year, have been laggards this year, and as earnings have been coming out from the energy space, numbers have been pretty good on reports, but guidance has been very soft. And for those companies that have paid extraordinary high dividends based on their variable dividend policy, those variable dividends have been cut significantly. A point on high dividends, guess what? They might appear high, but they're probably unsustainable. Be careful.
Very good advice, Mr. Money Talk. You heard him, GLers. Now's the time for you to pick up the phone and make that call for that free 48-minute financial consultation by dialing 952-925-5608, a number that will always give you straight talk, and you're never going to get sugar-coated advice. Josh, as always, thank you for braving the snow, the time, and the chat. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you again next week.
You got it. Thanks, Chris.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant, LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Chris Reavers is a paid endorser.